everyone. This is Gabrielle, and I'm excited to have with me Bill Perschke, Managing Partner at PLF, for a Q&A on our most frequently asked questions. Hey, Bill, how are you today?
Hey, Gabrielle, all good here and looking forward to answering your questions.
Good, so let's get straight to it. I know this first question's a big one, but the simplest answer you can give me. What is a pre-settlement advance?
The simplest answer is a pre-settlement advance is a cash advance against your personal injury lawsuit. You know, it's common that those injured find themselves financially challenged and overwhelmed with bills and things, especially in that initial period after they've been injured, maybe out of work for a while, and things just aren't working out. And insurance companies are happy to pay the claim if you're willing to accept what they offer you at that time, which is not going to be anywhere near what the case is worth. And I think we see that often on commercials, et cetera. The attorneys bring great value to the process and the ultimate return. The pre-settlement advance allows you to meet the financial obligations while your attorney pursues the maximum settlement and value for your injuries.
So right now, people searching for funding are oftentimes going to come across the term non-recourse. What does this mean for them?
Non-recourse means that there's no personal obligation to repay all or any part of the advance that you receive at all. We are strictly a lien against the case, and we do not get paid back until the case settles out of the proceeds of the case. Should there be any reason, which doesn't happen too often, where the case does not settle properly or for less amount or for nothing, we will, you have no personal obligation to pay us back. We have to deal with that on our side.
With that said, do I need good credit to apply?
Great question. I mean, I think one of the bigger advantages of a pre-settlement advance, and where it really steps up and helps people who otherwise couldn't access funds to get through this period, is there's no income required, there are no credit checks required, and there are no payments, absolutely no payments. And these go on for, anywhere from a year to 2, even 3 years sometimes, depending on the type of case it is. So yeah, that's a good question, and that makes a huge difference. There is no recourse, there's no financial obligations in terms of having to have credit, income, or having to make payments or any other obligation related to the advance.
So when all that's said and done, how much will this cost?
How much will it cost? It's funny, when I'm asked that question, the first thing I think of is, and try to evaluate, is what's the cost of not doing this? What's the cost of not doing this? So the cost of doing it varies. I mean, most of our rates are somewhere between 25 and 32%. But let's put that in perspective. If someone were to use a credit card, which is the most common, credit or cash advance available, those credit cards charge between 24 at the lowest end and pretty much around 28%, compounding monthly to take a cash advance. In addition, every time you take the cash advance, you're going to pay somewhere between 3 and 6% of a fee on top of the interest rate they're going to charge. So when you compare accessing funds through a credit facility like credit card or something like that, you've got income requirements, you've got minimum payments, you've got credit requirements and possibly credit damage if you're not able to pay it back, which is normally the case in cases like this. They don't have cash flow, they're out of work or something. I recall when I first got into this industry, I called a whole bunch of people who had already used funding to just learn a little more about it and understand what the needs were and why people did this. And I remember talking to a gentleman, I believe his name was John. He was only a couple towns away from me. And he says, Mr. Bill, he calls me. He says, I'm a laborer. I have a cast on my arm. I can't get back to work for what looks like 6 weeks. And in that time, I have to pay my rent because we borrow $1,000 and then another $1,500 for some school stuff for my children and to get through that last month. And a year or so later, I think we paid you back $3,200. So when you think about 25, 32, cost $800 over about 1,800 months, the cost of not doing it would have been significant. So I think when you look at most of these advances, the real dollar cost is insignificant compared to the benefit gained in that time when people really just need the money and to keep their life on track until they're back at work or moving forward where they need to be.
And the peace of laying your head on your pillow at night knowing that you don't have those bills mounting is huge.
Well, it's a great question, Gabby, and a great comment, because how often when we funded somebody and we've been dealing with them for a day or two and they explain their situation and we see it, and when the funds arrive and we confirm that, to just see and feel and hear the stress melt away and the relief is rewarding, to say the least. And I think that's what we do every day. We help people in a bad time.
This next question is great for the current times we're in. Do I need to apply in person? I mean, many people out there can't leave their homes. Can they apply from home, Bill? Do they need to go to their attorney's office?
Great question. We are totally touchless and paperless in the sense that everything's online or we accommodate it through emails, video conferencing. We FaceTime with clients from there. But to start, most of our business will come from an attorney's email or phone call from the law office, giving us the information and the request on behalf of the client. In many cases, the client calls us directly or goes straight to our web page and puts in an inquiry in a basic application, at which time we follow up. After that, we pursue documents either from the law firm that's emailed back and forth. We go online and we pull docs from the online court systems, and we pursue all the documents we need. Once we've approved an advance and we issue an agreement, then we are able to either send it by e-signature, works very well. People can sign these things on their phones now, review them. And then once it's all signed and reviewed, they also get a PDF copy of the signed version automatically, plus we'll mail it to them. So everything is paperless and very quickly. In addition, if they don't have the technology available or able to use e-sign, we will overnight the hard copy for signature, and we'll help them walk through it, etc. And then they put it back in an envelope we provide, and it comes straight back to us.
Well, and is it the same for getting funds to the client? How does PLF get the money to the client?
Yeah, the most important part, actually. And yes, we are paperless, very much so there. One of the most common is to overnight a check, to people. After that, we wire funds, or we use an ACH, which is both a wire transfer directly into an account, pretty much same day. So those funds are liquid; they don't have to clear. So that's becoming actually more and more of how we do it, but 100% paperless and touchless. Keep in mind also that, using these tools, we're able to, vast majority of our cases are done in 48 to 72 hours, and many are done same day. If we use, we're using everything online, and then we use e-sign, and then we use a wire, it's not uncommon that I would tell you a good 15 to 20% of our business can go out same day. So 1 to 2 in 10 can actually be the same day when there's a need for that. But the majority of them, 72 hours or less.
So lastly, and pretty important, will funding affect my case?
The only way it's going to affect your case is that it's going to allow you the time for your attorney to pursue the best results and settlement, to your benefit. We have no impact or influence on the case at all. We're a silent partner in this situation. We're just here to fund you financially so that you can get through the period and again, allow your attorney the time, to pursue the maximum return for you, because the insurance companies are certainly not in a hurry to pay out any type of a bill there. So no, we have no influence. If it's good for the case, it's good for that client, that's why we're here.
So there we have it. To everyone out there, I hope this session has helped you in your journey. Bill, thank you for getting in the weeds with us today and answering these questions. So I'll pass it over to you. Do you have any last comments for us?
Your questions are great, and I think they're relevant to everybody who's interested in pre-settlement funding. And no, we're always available at our website, or give us a phone call anytime, and we'll walk you through the process and look at your own situation in depth and see where we can help you. And I think the thing we enjoy every day is that we do help people. And I think I might have said it earlier, but when we fund somebody and that stress is off of them, it's pretty encouraging and rewarding to see the result that we provide. So it's a win-win. If it's good for the case and good for the client, we're here every day making that happen, and we're proud to do it. So thanks for listening. If we give you assistance, give us a holler, and we'll take it from there.
Thanks, everyone. Stay safe.